has 20 mil. 20.
Fantastic.
He doesn't care, dude.
If he doesn't care, why does he just give Anthony 17 hours then?
Because that's the charges for destruction of property.
But there was no destruction of property. How is he
There
meant to
was.
control the chopper? Right. Let's just sort
He's
it.
flying
If you're brown bread, how are you meant to control the chopper?
Yeah, dude, it's a gray zone. It's still his responsibilities when it's
Was
in
it
his
his
hands.
responsibility when he's dead?
But it's a gray zone. Doesn't matter if he's dead, because of him flying in it, and controlling it being over water, and then he got shot down. He was the last guy that touched it, and it's kind of his responsibility. Gray zone. That's what it is. If anything,
User
I'm not
joined
even
your
sure if they
channel.
were allowed to shoot him out of the helicopter.
You know? If that was over a city, that would have blew up, and then that would have been a server rule for destruction of buildings and
User
important
left your
places.
channel.
You can't blow up buildings, though. Anymore, at least.
Yeah, but I know you can't, but that's what it would be. You've
Yeah,
essentially...
but then it would have been taken to an admin then. We could also say this, that it's...
just let me put my lights on.
We could say this, that it's Andrew's fault, that it fell over water, and that we can put him in for... or we can put up a ban request for him destroying a vehicle with water. Like, we could also say that. I'm saying? It's a gray zone.
Well, I just... It's just puzzled me that it's a destruction of property, and he's got 17 hours.
That's because it's all SOPs.
When the cap for murders and drugs is 12 hours. So how it can go over...
Drugs is 10. I quote 10. Here. I quote, the destruction of property charge, and last line says, the suspect will not qualify for the electric chair, and there will be no 10-hour cap. That's what it says here. There's no 10-hour cap.
User joined
if it was destruction of property, then he would have deliberately flown it into the sea. That's destruction. He was shot out.
That's why it's a gray zone. That's why it's a gray zone.
So we shouldn't be put in for 17 hours, and then it should be brought to somebody else to discuss. He shouldn't have to face the full consequences of something that is apparently a grey zone.
Well, I know that.
User left your channel.
I wouldn't have stick them in jail. They need to renew the SOPs and write them over again, because those things are from how old are they?
Like that's arma3.
Yeah, that's from April 2014. That's from City Life 2.
Shots are code forward and ignore the fuck out of the EMTs.
Police complaint. Well, tell them there's nowhere in your SOPs you can do this and this and this, or guidelines.
Here, Billy, I believe
and Burke, he's not going to be able to review it because he was the officer that it happened to.
What's that?
So Daniel.
I believe the EMTs have put a restraining order on you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they put a restraining order on me, come and get me.
And probably they're going to renew the destruction property charges, and maybe offender will get released, but then he needs to do something about it, and moaning to me, which I can't do shit, and moaning about getting lawyer system. Because you need
What was more frustrating was Berg's attitude.
Well, the thing is, when people... Because I know how Anthony was in the thing. When people get fussy at you, you will get fussy back. If I'm a bitch against you, you're not going to be kind against me, are you, DHD?
Well, no, that's not the thing, though. It's the fact that I've tried to talk to Berg and he's just blatantly said no. And, like, completely went away from all sort of role-playing aspects of what I was going to do.
Role-play not. It doesn't say anywhere in our SOPs, and SOPs are kind of like role-play guidelines. It doesn't say anywhere that we have to talk with
User left your channel.
a lawyer or anything like that. That's why we don't need to follow it. You can call it by RP, but we don't have to.
It's just ridiculous that he's now on the tail end of a 17-hour stretch. When the fact that, I mean, maybe be a bit more lenient, maybe like 4 or 5, but I mean, going completely away from this, the player count's already quite low, isn't it?
Yeah.
So putting a player in for 17 hours when he's already frustrated, what's that gonna be like to him?
I don't know, but
you know what I mean. He's not gonna come back because he thinks, oh well, the commander's just a complete arsehole.
Well, Burke is just going after what rules have been made before.
But there was no
there was no
maneuver for Anthony because Berg was the commanding officer and the arresting officer. Anthony couldn't go one higher to discuss it.
No, that's why like, for example, because Burke is the last guy in the commander system because he last got joined. So that what you need to do then is, if you're not happy with it, what Anthony is doing now, I think he went to the admins about it. That's what he should do, and or put a police complaint and get Daniel and Walter to review it without Burke's inflection. Then that would maybe get sorted and he will get released. Just like talking with me here is not going to resolve anything, because I'm not going to go to Daniel and say this guy needs releasing, blah blah blah, because I can't do that. Burke's just going to oversay my word and say, no, you can't do that. Don't do this. I'll kick you out PD or something like that.
Sometime around me and said you'll kick me out PD like that. Just tell job on.
No, he's not going to do it, of course, but it's, he can say I can't do this, and then he can, or then I must agree because he's a commander.
Yeah, but you can argue the commander's point.
The thing is, though, it's the fact that Berg was not only involved in the incident, but he was the highest ranking officer at the time on the server. So what's happened is Anthony's been trapped. He has got no one else to sort of refer to because Berg's saying, oh, he's the highest ranking officer and no one else he can speak to. Well, doesn't want to have to go out a game and put it on a board. He wants to get it done now.
Well, he can't do it now because there's no Daniel, there's no Walter. That's
what I mean. Though, why was Berg the arresting officer when Angel was the one who initially shot the bullet? I believe.
No, because I think it was because Berg knows about the destruction of property stuff because he made that rule a long time ago. He knows about them, so he wanted to make sure no one else did. He wants to take care of the arrest. If he wants to take care of the arrest, he can go tell Angel. For example, I can go tell Angel, I want to take care of this arrest. Fuck off. I'll do it. Same can Burke do to me or Angel or anyone else, because he's the commander. Anyone can.
Then in one sense, that's him.
Can do that.
In one sense, and that's him kind of using his own ranking as his exploit.
Well, he's not abusing it because no one else said they wanted to do his arrest. He just said, "Alright, I'll do the arrest. Don't worry." And
yeah,
so
but that's the thing. No one who can argue with it. That is another point. If it is his property, why is he allowed to handle the arrest? Because he's going to be pissed that he's lost it.
Well, that's like
what I'm trying to get at.
That's like saying DHD has killed me. I can't handle this arrest, then can I?
In one sense,
50k in that whole thing. I'm not.
Yeah, I tried looking for the money. It wasn't there. I found your bag only.
Yeah, I mean, I lost 50k in there.
Be honest,
if Berg's apparently got...
Did you glitch out on the thing, or did you get shot?
No, I glitched out on the thing. I had shooting, so I initially moved around the back, and then I just died.
Yeah, that's what I found.
A lot of doors being killed me lately as well. I walk up to a door, opens up, kills us.
I understand why you would say, "Oh, you killed me," but I know because it just pisses me off when people say, for example, "Oh, you killed me," and you know yourself they didn't. Like, yeah, I see what you mean, but it's like, for example, we roll back to the whole Angel thing where she said she didn't do the 22 drugs. On her stream later on, I found out that she did, and she didn't know why she actually said that. Like, okay, roleplay-wise, it's okay, but, for example, this could have got so far that this could have ended like the Angel situation where we had to get ban requests involved and stuff over a helicopter. See what I mean? And over someone lying.
I mean, the thing is with this whole thing as well, you know how small the black market is, so even if he had have landed, you know, I don't know where you could have landed yourselves, because there's only it's literally this circle.
I don't know. Well, he could have landed, because we were like one click away when we sent out that 311, then we see him flying away. We weren't at the black market yet. We saw him like.
It was a hell of a shot. Whoever took that shot. Considering you were flying as well.
I was flying.
But in terms of like the decision, you know, maybe if Berg had taken a step back and let someone else have an input on it as well, rather than him just overruling it, then... Because to throw... That's the thing. You've put him in max, he's got 17 hours to serve. Who's going to serve?
I know I have 17 maxes. I've been sitting in for 33 and 58 hours. Because someone
I'm going to be totally honest with you. He's not going to sit that 17 hours.
I know he won't. It took me like a week to sit out my jail time when I had 23 and 58 minutes. It was boring as fuck.
I just think the situation could have been handled a lot better.
Thing is, if I would have had a situation, I wouldn't have know what shit to do, because I don't know anything about destruction of property. I would probably have asked Burke, then he would have sent me this thing, and I would have done the same thing as him, put him in for 17 hours, because that's what this thing is telling me. It would have ended the same way anyways, if anything.
So how did 17 hours come about?
Well, I'm trying to look on the thing and figure out, because I don't understand it. Alright, so any vehicle that is destroyed by another civilian due to theft or vehicle accident will serve 30 minutes for every 10k that vehicle is worth. So 10k, it's 400. It was 385. That's the price, k. So 385 divide by 10. That's how much is that?
What was it?
385k divided by 10k. That's
38.5.
Yeah, so hold on. 335. That's what, 385?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, let me get my calculator. Math.
Everyone hates math.
Maths attacks.
You know, he's a new player, so when a chopper's unlocked as well, let's be honest, if you were in that situation, you just come across as a new player and unlock chopper, what are you going to do?
Wait, so you're saying I got moaned at for having an unlocked vehicle out front of PD, and yet they had a unlocked helicopter?
It was in the middle, just outside of Westport.
Yeah, what the... Wait. What the fuck is this? Hold on.
Yeah, that's the point then. So if his chopper was unlocked and I got a verbal warning for having a vehicle unlocked outside of PD, how come his fucking chopper...
He's supposed to sit there for 19.25 hours. That's how he's to...
In my personal opinion, if Berg left his... In my personal opinion, if he's left the chopper unlocked, it's his own stupidity, so he should walk. That's how I see that.
He didn't leave it unlocked. He got kicked out of the game and he got told by another officer to watch it, and they didn't do it. I know
then that ain't his fault, that's the person who got told to watch.
I wouldn't have put him in jail, because I know the whole situation. It's just... It's a commander, and he's following what rules are saying to him. And... Okay, maybe he could have released him, but he didn't.
Well, this is what I...
Release him or not, and he didn't do it.
This is the point...
Maybe a little bit personal vendetta, a little bit, but the time he just followed what's in the SOP, or those old rules from that section.
Yeah, but I have one question about that. If he's in his chopper, why did he not lock it? If he's in the middle of a field by himself, why did he not lock it?
No, he locked it and then he got killed. Or he got shot at or something, I don't know.
So
the chopper was fine.
I don't know why it was unlocked. I just know it was unlocked.
Yeah, that's the point I don't get.
No,
if he's in his...
he landed, he got shot, and then he lays there on the ground, and then he got DC'd, and then there's nothing to do about it.
If you're talking about...
I don't know the situation, so I'm not going to comment on it, but you need to talk to Burke about that, because I'm pretty sure that there's a good reason why it was unlocked. It's not like he left it unlocked and then it goes away.
No, I went over to his helicopter. He was sat in his helicopter after the situation which involved the radio tower bit on that hill. I went over to his chopper because I saw him sat over in the field. I said to him, do you want a gunner? He didn't reply. I got out of my vehicle. I went to get in his and it was unlocked. So he was sat in his chopper, AFK, with an unlocked chopper.
I seen Anthony. He's put up a police complaint now, so that's heading good way. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen something about it. Those destruction of property SOPs are rewritten, and they're going to get put in place properly, and not on a random post on the forums. If anything, he's probably gonna get a release because Daniel's gonna be like, "Well, this doesn't say anywhere," and blah blah blah. So it should be sorted.
I think Anthony is talking to the admins as well.
Well, yeah, probably.
Because to be honest, it does seem like a personal vendetta from Berg.
In my personal opinion, it is. That's how I see it. I really do see it.
I know Berg, and it's not a personal vendetta. He's just
he's followed the rules to make sure Anthony's game is
miserable.
No, he knows a new player, so he's never going to be able to afford the charges. So why not throw him in jail for 18 hours or 17 hours, however many it is?
Well, he wanted to give him the charges. Like, I probably would have done the same. I don't even know if he's like looking on the whole thing. I would probably just give him the charges. Like, it's not like we release a lot of people when they've done something wrong, even if they're new or not. It's not like if someone does a drug crime, it's not like it's their first time. It's not like
I know that, but the fact that I think what Anthony's feeling at the minute is he was ganged up on. He couldn't have talked to anyone else, and essentially he had to go to jail. That was the only way out of it. There was no.
Yeah, he had to go to jail because there's no other officer on than Burke, and Burke. But
why not?
But even if I've handled it, I would have done the same because Burke would probably PM me that because he knows of it, and then I would follow that also. It's.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's a matter of did Burke get even any evidence or none of that shit sent to him? So.
Yeah, he did. We do have evidence, all of us.
What, even the 311s of warning him to land?
Yes, I have evidence on that.
There was one warning.
No, he didn't even need a warning. Immediately when he's in a PD vehicle, he can be disabled immediately.
Get disabled? Like if you're in a car, fair enough, you're gonna shoot the wheels out, aren't you? And then, you can chase the suspect down. But then when you're in a helicopter above the ocean, there's very limited places you can go.
No, but it doesn't say anywhere that you're in a helicopter or if suspect's in a PD helicopter, you can't shoot them over water. It's
yeah, but in one instance,
apply to PD vehicles anywhere they are.
Because the minute you pull that trigger, you're pulling that risk anyway.
Yeah.
Isn't it though that's where I'm getting at? You know that the minute if you shoot that guy out, your chopper's going for a swim.
Yeah, he didn't care if the chopper went down or not, because he has a lot of money.
Exactly. So if he doesn't care, then why is he giving?
Can I
have
back up to my location, please?
If he didn't care about his chopper,
he's giving him the right charge, because that's what he's getting for.
Where is your?
It's not like.
Westport car storage, somebody threw shit out their car, and now it wrecked my fucking car,
he was just
and it's all over the fucking road, and
because it's not on our
just send somebody over here.
It's on the forums, so he had to dug it up. But it is a real charge. It's just not a lot of people use it, because we don't tell new recruits how to do destruction of property charges. And that's what they're probably gonna do now. They're gonna learn people how to do it. But it's still a thing in our charges that we use, if you know it.
Is there anybody available to go to Hillbilly's location?
He has fully right to give him that charges.
I just think it could have been
anyone at all.
Personally, that's the way I see
it. Right, I don't have a car, but I'll see if any of the officers available. I do.
Well, it's not like if I would have done it, I'd probably do the same, because I don't have anything else to refer to. And I know it's destruction of property. Before, what I've been doing with destruction of property stuff, I've just
Sorry, Billy.
Alright, I'll
No
just
street
give
lights
you
were working,
dangerous
so
driving,
it was not fun.
dangerous driving charges then, or something, or theft. You gotta know how shotgun property works. It's still a real charge, and if you know how to use it, you can use it. It's just you don't see it a lot, so it's like, wait, why did this guy just get 17 hours? You destroy a PD thing and it costs a lot, then you're fucked essentially.
Yeah.
It's maybe overdue, but it's like the drugs. Drugs are fucking overdue. If you get a shit ton of drugs, you're like dead.
Ask Arma3. It's what led to his execution, was the destruction of a chopper.
Yeah, he destroyed a helicopter, and they knew how to deal with that, so that's what they gave him.
Did he mean to destroy the chopper though, or was he shot out of it?
He shot me out of the fucking sky, son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. But Anthony was shot out the sky. He didn't
he's
really
just-
have a choice, you know. Once
Yeah.
you're dead, you're dead. There's no control over bringing that bird down. It's gonna hit the floor.
Isn't it when you're in a red, what red?
Code red.
Yeah,
Code red.
Isn't it to
Please.
disable the vehicle and not to disable the person?
Yeah, no, but I think it says that you should disable the vehicle, but I don't think it says that anywhere like, oh, if you disable or if you accidentally shoot the guy,
And
then
to be fair, I mean, we were behind him. I was shooting from behind him.
That was a good
into
shot. I'm not gonna
into
lie.
the bird. I mean, I was aiming at the chopper. Just
PD,
don't ask me
DMT.
how I ended up hitting him.
Go ahead, PD.
it's not
Was it
like
with
we're
that
in-
Can
rifle?
I have an EMT
It was
to
this rifle.
Is it
escort storage,
7.62?
please?
User joined your
Yes,
channel.
it is.
That would
It's
be
not
the
like
We'll
reason
send
why.
someone over.
It's not like
Thank
we're
you.
gonna punish people if they misfire on people and they hit them instead of the car in code or in code red.
I mean, it
User
was
was
literally
moved
an
out of your
impossible shot. I
channel.
was shooting from behind the chopper to go through the entire chopper like that and hit the driver.
Like when you steal a PD chopper,
User
you should
was moved to your
quickly
channel.
realize that you fucked up, you get spotted, and you should just surrender before it goes the wrong way. It did now. Like you know, DHJ, that you've accidentally shot someone in a road or in a red-green pursuit, or you know someone that shot them, and it's not like they get a complaint on them or something. Just it happens. You know
Do you want me
that.
to tell you a sad story?
Yeah,
Dun,
I didn't
dun,
get to kill
dun.
anybody in PD.
you know what I mean.
The sad
I've only
story
managed
is
to
I
kill
never-
one person.
I don't even think I fired a
I-
weapon at someone.
I killed 2 people today. The day alone, son. Day alone.
Are you having
killed more-
nightmares
Haven't-
about it now?
Nah, I sleep well at night.
Now, what was the face like when you fired?
Sometimes I like to
How
stick
long
my
have you been
finger in their
talking here now?
wounds
An hour soon?
while they're laying there bleeding out and just taste the blood. Oh, it tastes so good.
We get some vials.
I think, the complaint isn't towards you guys. Like, I think he just listed just because you were there. I think it's just a case of he's a bit disappointed that he's got 18 hours to serve when, if he knew he was going to get 18 hours, I think he would have put the chopper down on the floor quicker than you could say, skippity-dippity-do.
Well, like it's almost like drugs. Like you think you do drugs and you don't think you're gonna get that much, but the drugs time is like it's too fucking much. But they're not gonna change it because if they're too low, people are gonna get rich out of it, and that's like structural property. Like, just imagine how much money we just lost now, even though
Yeah,
we
but
made
that's
a
it.
ton of money.
I understand what you're saying, and yeah, he is in a stolen police vehicle, but I don't think he would have intentionally, deliberately smashed it into the ground. I think that's what he's trying to say.
I
He
understand
deliberately
that,
wouldn't.
but it
He
happened.
deliberately wouldn't blow it up because he knew that one, he'd be in a lot of trouble because it is, it is in the server rules as well not to blow up vehicles deliberately when you do
By water.
steal them. So the fact
In
that
water.
in water, yeah. So he's been shot out. So he has no control over that helicopter anymore once he's been shot out. From the moment he's in the air and he's shot out, the risks, the minute you pull the trigger, you're risking that bird coming down and blowing up. It's a very risky thing to do, and what should have happened was you should have, I don't know, realised that firing at a helicopter is going to end in one of two ways. One, the chopper's going to come down with the pilot in, or two, the chopper's going to come down with nobody in it.
Oh, When we shoot, we fully expect to lose the vehicle. Like, it's in our SOPs. That's why we get a budget to replace vehicles that we lose in the line of duty like that.
Yeah, I've never had one of my cars replaced. I've had Escalades blow up from car bombs, shot. I've asked for new ones and they said, too bad. And I just turned around and went, that's bullshit.
Well, people don't like you, Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah, at the moment I don't like several people.
What did I do to you? Jeez.
I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about several other people. Civilians, and PD, and everyone.
Like, Burke, he was in the right. Alright, it's a fucking long time
peasant.
for a shitty charge. That's what it says. It's the same thing with drugs. It's a shit ton of time for nothing. That's just how it is. That's, like, we need to change that, and Burke is already changing on that, because I think he understands that was a lot of time. But it's not like, oh, okay, well, since I'm a nice guy, I'm gonna give you half your time. Like, no one's gonna do that. It's not like, if I get someone who tells them drugs, I'm not gonna, you know what, I'm just gonna charge you 500 drugs. Is that okay for you? If there wouldn't have been a cap, though, of course. It's not like you're gonna have someone's time because you're nice.
In my personal opinion, I never give people full times. I always take about at least an hour off.
That's you, Andrew.
But I only do it because it's a matter of if they're
fully cooperated, you can like be generous. You know what I mean? You could take a bit of time off. But
it's just how the guidelines on those have been written, and it's a long ass time ago. Yeah, it's in City Life 2, so they need to get rewritten, but they're still in action because they're from City Life 2, and it doesn't say anywhere. Oh, these things cannot be used anymore, or destructive property doesn't exist anymore. It still exists, even though it's from City Life 2. It just needs to get rewritten now.
It's just the logics of what I can't figure out. Is a matter of he's flying the chopper. He has no idea what the charges are because he's new on the server. And he's a matter of you've shot him out of the sky, out of the helicopter, which guaranteed the helicopter's death. And he's being charged for the helicopter's death, which he couldn't control.
Essentially.
Yeah, but it's the person who told him to shoot down is also his responsibility.
Is he being charged for the theft of the vehicle?
He was.
But
he was charged with theft and destruction of property.
Oh, it wasn't him that destroyed it.
Yeah, that is the point. It wasn't him who destroyed it. He got shot out of the chopper.
No, but accordingly to the destruction of property stuff, it was his fault.
But it wasn't the person. It was the person who shot the tree.
Technicality section, yes. But if you look at the moral section, like, it wasn't technically him though, because there's like two sides and perspectives you got to look from.
And in one sense,
look at it from the point of view of whose chopper it was too, though. I mean,
it was both T's.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
And he was also the head.
It shouldn't have been the arresting officer. It should have been somebody
he's
else.
the highest ranking officer on, so he has all the superiority of everyone.
If Angel was the arresting officer, Angel, do you know what to do with destruction of property?
No, I would have probably thrown him in for 8 hours just because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's a matter of so it seems the only person who knows destruction of property is both T.
To destruction of property guidelines.
Right.
And before you, I'd probably come and I said, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?" Because I don't know shit to do with destruction of property. I've never done that.
Well, then that seems to be, I think, what needs to be improved in PD then.
Then it's Burke's turn, and
because I don't fucking know.
Well, here's your final time. There you go. Here's how you do it. And we can't argue that because he's technically right. It does say here that this times this.
He done in his car.
He is essentially right. It's just it's a shit ton of time, yes. But he's right.
Well, in my personal opinion, then how come no one seems to know destruction of property other than him? Because so it seems
he wrote that rule. That's right.
Then why is no one actually being taught it?
Oh God!
It's an old rule. So
Angel, can you get your car out?
My car's at the airport.
It's still a real
Use
rule.
that beast if you want.
It's code for.
User disconnected from your channel.
It's code 4. He said code 4. He said it's code 4. Read chat. But yeah, it's an old charge, but that's just how charges are. And why no one else knows it? Because they don't read up on old stuff.
User joined your channel.
He's a CL2 guy, so he knows this shit. He made that rule that states there, so he knows it. And if he knows it, then that's not his problem.
That's a buzzkill.
It's not his problem that he knows it. Like, if he knows it, that's just good. If anything, we need to actually look for it and ask if we don't know the destruction properties.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, the whole forms needs to be replaced because half the shit is somewhere and somewhere else.
If anything, you need to take it to, like, the admins after the police complaint, of course. And
to be
say,
honest, I think he would have been happier with the death penalty, so he didn't have to serve out the jail time.
You can't get it off destruction of property. But yeah, I understand that it's an old ass rule that no one else is used. So I know it's shitty, but that's just how it is. If anything, it's probably gonna go to, because Daniel, he's an admin, so if anything, I'll see what he thinks about Crusader Soul. And it's a bit shitty, yeah, but that's just how at the moment. So maybe they will change it in the future, so it doesn't happen to anyone else. But at the moment, he's gonna get that time until something else gets done. It's not a personal vendetta from.
Like this guy. Like
don't. It's not a personal vendetta. He just knows how to do destruction of property charges. No one else does. It's not a personal vendetta. He just knows.
Right, well, I need to get to a save point and log off anyway.
Do.
I'll probably catch you guys around.
I can save you here,
boys.
See. Store the car here and I'll save you here.
Civilians can't save him, PD.
I can save them outside here. Full save. If he has to go that bad.
True.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Just put your car in the storage over there.
That's storage?
Yeah.
No, did that storage ever come alive?